All right, welcome everybody. My name is John Clarke. I'm a licensed counselor, group practice owner, and a guide for therapists trying to build a better business without all the overwhelm. And in this lesson, I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about how to clarify your message and how to fill the empty slots in your calendar and overcome your fear of digital marketing. My plan is to make things extremely simple for you in this lesson. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you are investing in learning more about how to build your practice and how to be a better business owner and doing it all without getting overwhelmed. So I'm going to go ahead and shut my video off, and then I'm going to take this slide full screen, and let's get into it. Okay, so I want to first start by talking about why most therapists have empty slots on their calendar in the first place. Well, the first reason why is that they're simply limited in their mindset. The reality is that therapists need to believe in what they are selling. We also need to clear out any blocks that we have that are getting in the way of getting the word out, of believing in what we're selling, and then of getting the word out. The two always have to go hand in hand. I was just talking with a therapist yesterday who said something like, I'm not good at marketing. Well, okay, what does that even mean? Or I'm not good at digital marketing. Okay, that probably comes from a lack of understanding or a lack of a plan. Sometimes folks still don't feel sure about their clinical skills. And when we don't feel sure about our clinical skills, anything we do on top of that is really not going to go anywhere. Okay, it's really, it really comes down to understanding the value that you're providing to your clients before we work on things like communicating your message to clients and compelling them to get in touch and start working with you. So there's also a lot of us find reasons why other people are successful and we are not. We start telling ourselves things like, they had a leg up, or they're better at making videos than I am, or they have the fancy camera and I don't. Well, the reality is you are no different from those people that are successful. They've just put in the work and they've stayed persistent with it and they followed a plan. Okay, so every good approach to business starts with a plan. I'm going to be talking a little bit today about how to create that plan and start implementing it for yourself. Number two is they lack a basic understanding of how the internet works. Okay, so I'm amazed at how many therapists waste an incredible amount of time on the internet today. There's so many shiny objects floating around. There's so many things that you could do with your time that are not going to meaningfully advance your business forward. People are all over the place. They're posting to Pinterest, they're on Twitter, they're on LinkedIn, they're posting to Facebook randomly, even though it's just their grandma and their cousin who are liking the posts. It's incredible how many people really overthink it when it comes to getting new clients online. Number three is they get information bloated. This happens when we take in more information than we can implement. This happens to way too many therapists. You listen to every podcast, you watch all the YouTube videos, you're posting in every single Facebook group, and it's just like eating too much. You simply take in more than you can digest. And what happens is you actually end up more overwhelmed and more stuck than you would have been if you didn't take this information in. So the way to cure that is to stop taking in more information until you've implemented what you learn. And then from there, you really have to be diligent about mitigating the amount of information you're taking in. No one's going to do this for you. You have to slow down the information you're taking in until you can successfully and carefully implement each part of it. Number four, they focus on everything other than getting in front of people looking for a therapist right now. And this goes back to lacking a basic understanding of how the internet works. Okay, there's so many places to waste your time today, but if you were to sit down right now and look for a therapist of your own and you open up a web browser, where would you go? Yeah, hopefully you're thinking of the right thing. Hopefully you're thinking of Google, and that's where about 90% of your focus should be at any given time. Okay, so part of it comes down to when you are working on your business, when you are working to promote your business, are you focusing on the right things? Okay, so again, those were the reasons why most therapists have empty slots on their calendar. And let's move on. I want to talk about why I think therapists are the best marketers and why none of us should be believing or saying things out loud like I'm not a good marketer, I don't understand marketing, I'm not good at business, etc. And the reality is you just need to know enough to be dangerous. You just need to know enough about marketing to get results. So that should come as a relief to you. And again, in this lesson, I'm going to be showing you some real core essential parts of what you need to know. First of all, what is marketing? Well, marketing is compelling people to take an action or compelling people to take a behavior, to change a behavior. And the convenient thing is, what do we know as therapists, psychologists, and clinicians? Well, we study human behavior. We understand what motivates and drives people, what inspires them into action. And that's really what marketing is all about. Okay, and there's some foundational pieces to that I'm going to talk to you a little bit about today. But from a very basic standpoint, this is really what it's all about. So the good news is you already know a whole lot about what makes people tick. And we just need to convert that into what makes people tick and take action online. The second part is just that good marketing is about accurate empathy. It's about letting potential clients know that you get it, that you understand, that you can resonate with them, and you can help them find the results they want. The reality is marketing isn't really about you. It's when people are sitting down and looking through your website, they are wondering one thing: can you help me go from my current situation to my desired situation? That's it. They really don't care. 98% of the time, they don't care about your credentials, your license, how many EMDR trainings you've had, whether you've gotten certified. They really don't care about this stuff as long as you can convey and communicate and actually deliver on the results that you're promising. Okay, so that should take some of the pressure off of you and some of the pressure that a lot of therapists feel when they feel like too self-conscious about marketing themselves or being overly salesy and all these kind of things that get tossed around our industry. So good marketing is just about accurate empathy, correctly communicating to the client that you understand their struggles and you have a solution. Many therapists overthink this, but I want to tell you that getting fully booked is actually simple math. A lot of therapists, they go round and round trying to understand, how do I get more clients, or how many clients do I need, or how long do I need to be networking until I get new clients? And the reality is, it's simple math. And at this point, I've helped over 300 therapists around the country build a better private practice and get fully booked. And this math that I'm about to show you is the exact math that I've found from helping over 300 therapists. So what we find is that for what is usually a cash-based practice, a private pay practice, you usually see about a 50% conversion rate. So that means that out of 20 inquiries to the practice, about 10 of them are going to convert. That is really an average number for private pay practices, okay? The reality is the number for a lot of you is going to be much higher, especially if you're insurance-based or a hybrid, or just depending on your market and depending on how good you or your admin are at converting on those calls with those initial calls with clients. So these numbers should be relieving to you, because as part of my fully booked equation, you get to see really quickly that if I want 10 clients, well, then it's not that hard. I just need 20 inquiries. Now, how do I get 20 inquiries? Well, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to talk to you about how to get 20 inquiries. But you need to have a point in the distance, and you need to understand the simple math of getting fully booked before you get too concerned over all this website stuff and ads and Google and all this stuff that is important, but is going to come next. This is also a mindset piece, right? Because if you understand the simple math of getting fully booked, then you basically understand that it's inevitable that you're going to get fully booked, right? Especially when you have a message that's highly resonating with your audience and with your potential clients. This is the fastest way to get fully booked. Okay, so this is part of my equation for helping therapists get fully booked, and I'm going to break it down on a real basic level here in this video, and then I'm going to tell you where to go if you want to learn more. It always starts with high converting pages, and I've done a lot of research on this, again, in helping over 300 therapists around the country. I figured out exactly what a high converting page looks like. Well, part of it has to do with a clear and compelling client-centered message. Okay, we have to take our copy from being self-centered to client-centered. And this should actually be, again, a relief to many of you because it takes the pressure off of you, and you realize your only job is just to accurately describe the pain of your clients, resonate with them, show them that you have a solution or are part of the solution. So any high converting page is going to have a clear and compelling message that highlights the two things here, and this is good for your notes, that highlights the benefits and outcome of what you do, the benefits and outcome of what you're selling. And what we're selling is working with us, is therapy with us. So in a high converting page, you have a clear and compelling message based on benefits and outcomes of what you do. And you have strong repeating calls to action throughout the page. And I see a lot of therapists get this wrong. They create a call to action, and I mean the button that tells people what to do next. And they've got 5 different kinds of calls to action throughout their page. One says get started now. The other one says email me or text me, call me, fax me, tweet me, whatever it is. It's out of control. And I think a lot of people think if I just put all the different ways they could get in touch onto a page, then that'll make it more likely that people get in touch. It's actually the opposite. You need one unified call to action on repeat for your entire site, and that's it. Okay, one unified call to action on your site that always does the same thing, and that's it. It should be a strong action-oriented language, something like get started now, start now, call now, etc. Right? So again, high converting pages have to do with a strong, clear, compelling message that reflects the benefits and outcomes of what you do, and should be paired with a unified call to action that's universal for your whole website. And it's a big, bright, differentiated button. That's really, really clear, okay? High contrast is always best. And again, I know I'm moving really fast through some of this stuff, so fast that I can't even speak. But again, take your time with it. Write notes, come back to this video, pause this video as much as you need until you understand and can actually start to implement some of this stuff. Now, the second part to my fully booked equation is taking those high converting pages and getting them in front of what we call hot leads. It's kind of a sales term, but hot leads are just people who are actively seeking therapy right now. They're not seeking therapy tomorrow or a year from now or 5 years from now. Right? They're not just seeing your name on a billboard and thinking, okay, that's a name and maybe I'll need therapy later, but not right now. We are getting in front of hot leads. And where are those hot leads, right? Going back to the beginning, where do people go when they're looking for a new therapist? You guessed it, or hopefully you guessed it at this point, they're going to Google. So between having high converting pages and really having a killer website and the rest of my focus in practice building and helping therapists build their practice is really on getting in front of hot leads, therefore really on Google. Okay, 90% of my energy, time, and focus is on Google and what I call crushing the Google game. Okay, so there's a lot of things we can do on Google to get in front of more people looking for therapy. And really the two avenues are organic search, so our SEO, right? Getting there through good keyword placement and good consistent content. That's really all SEO is. And then through paid advertising, so through Google Ads. Now, there's a ton of reasons why most therapists fail with Google Ads that I don't have time to go into today, but I want to let you know there's a reason why most therapists fail with Google Ads. And then on the other side of the coin, there are a lot of therapists who are very successful with their Google Ads and have a lot of success filling their practice with that tool. It's a very, very powerful tool when it's done right. The last part to my fully booked equation is keeping in touch. Okay, so you've worked really hard to have these high converting pages, to dial in your message, right? To dial in your calls to action. You're getting those pages in front of hot leads, getting people on the phone. But then what happens over time is you don't have a unified way to keep in touch with all these people that you've worked so hard for. Well, you keep in touch through a simple email list that you grow steadily and that you engage consistently. All right, again, just a simple email list that you grow steadily and engage consistently. People, again, therapists tend to overcomplicate a lot of this stuff and get overwhelmed quickly, so they do none of it. But if you just were to focus on these three things, you're going to get fully booked, and you're going to be able to get fully booked consistently. If you're a group practice owner, you can get fully booked and scale consistently and with predictability if you follow these three simple things. Okay, so that's really it. Okay, there's a lot of stuff floating around. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of places for you to get distracted and overwhelmed. But you can come back to this formula because this is a formula that actually works. Now, this is the last slide of the talk, and what I want to do is basically show you a really concrete tool on how to jumpstart your copy. And what you might find through this tool is that you can either you might even be able to pull a tagline out of this, or you might just be able to jumpstart some of your copy and start writing your copy differently, focusing on that client-centered language, focusing on that benefits and outcomes language of how you help. So what we do is we basically think of a person, a potential client. It might even be a client that you've worked with and that is a pretty good representative of the clients you enjoy working with. So let's say I'm thinking of that person and I'm a social anxiety expert, and the social anxiety client is 25 years old and works at the bank downtown. Okay, so what does this client have before and after, right? Well, what they have before is overwhelming anxiety. What they have before is anxiety that makes it hard to leave the house. They have I don't know, they've lost their sense of confidence. What do they have after? Well, they have their sense of confidence again. They have the ability to get out of the house and live life again, right? So you even start to see with that how quickly you can start to come up with some compelling language. You're really highlighting the transformation that you help create through working with you. What does the client feel before and after? This one should be pretty easy. Well, we help clients go from anxious to calm. We help clients go from shaky to confident. We help clients feel, before they go from overwhelmed to confident, overwhelmed to self-assured. Right? You want to really think about this transformation. You want to make it crystal clear to your clients, and you don't want to overthink it. Okay? And then finally, we have is, or in this case, are. Who are they before and after? This is probably my favorite section of this exercise. Who are they before and after? Well, before, they're a person who's struggling to leave the house, a person who questions everything that they do, who shies away from scary situations. Who are they after? Well, they're a high achieving person. They are a person living their fullest potential. They are a decisive person. They are a confident person, etc. So again, just giving you this example and obviously running this off this example off the top of my head, you can do a lot better when you sit down, think about an actual client or a prospective client, and go through and write these out one by one. You're going to come up with some really good copy here, and you can even come up with a really compelling tagline. Don't be afraid to use this matrix again for multiple pages on your site, depending on who that page is really written for. So this it's called the marketing matrix. This marketing matrix is going to be available for your download as a part of this lesson. So you can download this. Upload it to Google Drive, whatever you want to do, print it out, have fun with it, but use it and use it to inspire some really strong, compelling copy. That's it for my lesson here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I know it was a quick and dirty view on how to clarify your message and fill the empty slots in your calendar and overcome your fear of digital marketing. So hopefully just in these few minutes, I've helped you do exactly that. If I can help you more, then head to thejohnclarke.com, click on work with me to book a free strategy session, or you'll see that call to action throughout the site to book a free strategy session. You and I will get on a call, talk about what's going in your practice, where you want to be, what's getting in the way, and talk about the ways that I can help you get there. So again, thejohnclarke.com for a free strategy session. And I really appreciate you taking this time to work with me, to learn with me, and I really hope this was helpful. And I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thanks, guys. Cheers.